I have finally hit 50,000 of you guys, 50,000 maggots. Okay, you guys are mad because I'm just playing. 50,000 subscribers, and I am honestly in you guys' debt, and I enjoy the fact that you guys are here interacting with me. I love all you guys. So thank you for the continued support of the channel. Thank you for watching, subscribing, sharing the videos, commenting on the videos. Even though I can't get back to everybody at every single moment, I do appreciate everything that you guys do to support the channel. So that being said, as far as that goes, I may do like a live stream. Well, I probably won't play a game, but just be something me talking to you guys because I haven't streamed in a long time. If you guys are wondering why I haven't, it's been because I have had internet issues, basically. So without further ado, though, let's get into the purpose of the video. There is a new Teen Gohan and a new Super Buu and a Kid Vegeta Super Strike, which nobody really too much cares about Super Strikes at this point of the game. So we'll just kind of knock him out of the way really quick. He has 50% when performing a super attack. I believe he had 40% before. Extreme modifier, he used to have huge. I'm pretty sure about that. Leader skill is the baby AGL leader skill. You know, the one that they popped out with Gotenks, fat and skinny, and then Grandpa Gohan had the STR one. He has the AGL one, so that's pretty solid free option for like a leader skill. So that's something that's good about him, right? I don't want to kind of give him too much slack because he is a super strike character. He didn't really have a lot of room for improvement, so that leader skill is a very big improvement on him. Saiyan Warrior Race, Prodigy, Saiyan Lineage, Vegeta Family, Bombardment, and Super Strike, all what you would expect from him. So he's just, honestly, your run-of-the-mill card. Not good, not bad. But that leader skill is pretty good. Like I said, you run that, you run a hero AGL team with yours of that, and then a friend, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta or something like that, you can still make it through most events in the game, if not all of them. And now, to the actual point of the video. Let's talk about Super Buu and Gohan. So they are both physical units. They both are supporting units. They both kind of do similar things, but I can tell you right now, Super Buu's a better unit. Gohan kind of gets screwed in the links department. I don't understand why they couldn't give him Prepare for Battle or something. I mean, there's no real reason. You know, Prepare for Battle is a Saiyan exclusive link. You know, they try to theme these links sometimes, like for Over in a Flash. It generally goes to cards that don't last very long in their transformation in the anime. But Prepare for Battle just goes to everybody. But maybe it only goes to people that are about to fight, which is everybody, right? But this Gohan coincidentally wasn't fighting; he was just waiting. So maybe that's what it is. Either way, they still could have given it to him, and it would have made him a lot better off. But instead, they gave him Revival, which kind of makes sense because he kind of died, or they assumed he died, but he didn't really die. He was about to die as well. But let's talk about Super Buu here. Extreme types, which is basically the villains. Villain physical type units get 3 ki and 50% to all stats. So he's basically a baby cooler. So these are kind of like the new demigods, if you will, the new style of demigod cards, because the way that they're doing it is, if you haven't noticed, for the last year, Dokkan has wanted you to play with mono teams. Like, that's why they're not pushing Rainbow anymore. They pushed Rainbow with Gogeta. Gogeta broke the game, so they're like, okay, we'll just make all you guys play one color. But the problem with that is they have to continually keep up with the power creep and keep pushing out newer cards. Now these newer leaders are giving you such a big buff, you can knock through everything in the game pretty easily for the most part if you have one of them. So that being said, these are like kind of like the demigods of these new air quotes up neo gods, whatever we're calling them at this point. But that's pretty cool, though. They're at least giving ki, but they're not giving that 100% buff that the old school ones did. I say old school like they're super old, right? But no. And also, not just mono teams, right? They're not just mono teams. They're breaking it down further. Hero and villain mono teams. So they've taken a step back and literally split the teams. It's not just physical as a whole. It's hero and villain. So it kind of allows for a lot more versatility because, you know, they're forcing you to break these guys up. And one thing to note about these guys is they don't give a buff to the opposite type. For example, Vegeta, Goku, and Cooler give their extreme or super types 120% and 3 ki, and then the opposite, they give 1 ki and 50%. He's just giving it to 1, and that's it. Now, the cool thing about him is Supreme Damage Modifier. That's pretty run-of-the-mill at this point. It's not very uncommon anymore. He also recovers 15% of your HP, a flat increase on HP recovery. Now, on a cooler-led team with this Buu, probably going to have 250,000 HP plus, right? That's generally how the game works. So 15% of that per super attack is a lot of HP recovery. That being said, he's also their best supporting unit now. It's kind of funny that he pops in right at this time because he kind of, honestly, this passive skill, I'm just going to flat out say shits on LR Ginyu's because LR Ginyu's passive was really good. 3 ki and 7,000 attack, I think. Now, the good thing about him is that LR Guinea is a little bit different because he's more rainbow centric, but you would generally run him on a physical team. So I'm not really going to talk too badly of LR Ginyu because, like I said, his focus is rainbow. He has a rainbow leader skill, rainbow passive. This guy is restricted to physical types. Now, the cool thing about this is the way that it's written down here implies that physical types as a whole, meaning even if you have some super units on the team or whatever, get 3 key. However, just the extreme types get 40% in attack and defense. Either way, what this does do though is I've played with running physical Kid Buu on the team, the cooler team. This completely invalidates him because there's no really bad restriction. You also get 3 key, so you take 10% off of the stacks for attack and defense, but still, there's Kid Buu physical restriction is really bad. Like he needs to be updated because they were so concerned about him being too good that they gave him really bad restriction. So Innocence, not very viable on physical. Brutal Beatdown isn't really either. Metamorphosis is actually interesting link if I say so myself, because it allows him to HP recovery a little bit more with physical cooler if he's linked with him. I think they're the only two with Metamorphosis that you would actually run on the team. Infinite Regeneration, I believe that's a Majin Buu link. So is Majin. Fear and Despair is cool. That link's on the team too. I was gonna say that it sucks he doesn't have shocking speed, but it doesn't matter because he's still giving 3 key anyway. So that's one of those situations where, like, even if a card doesn't have good links, and this is something for Gohan too, because this applies to him. Even if a card doesn't have good links, they're still able to give off key, right? So the fact that he has Fear and Despair means that even though Cooler doesn't have that, if he's linked with Cooler, at the very least, they'll have the HP recovery. Physical Cooler does not have Brutal Beatdown. However, Tech does, if that means anything to you, if you want to run like a villain-based team. Fear and Despair is prevalent for Goku Black and Sin Shenron. Doesn't pop up with full power Frieza. It just kind of depends what you run on the team. Wall Standing Tall, I mean, that's a nice link. Basically, this guy's best buddy is physical Kid Buu if you want to run him. You can run both of them and have some really nice supporting action going off, giving your guys 90% of the stats on top of the double cooler leads. They'll all hit pretty hard. It's just unfortunate that this guy and Kid Buu aren't the hardest of hitters. So, all in all, Super Buu's a really good card. I assume these two are going to be in an individual banner. That's obviously not a Dokkan Festival banner because I don't see Fierce Battle in here. I don't mind that. This Super Buu's worth the pull. They're giving cooler support with this Buu. And I feel like they just only threw Gohan in here because they wanted to add another card to the banner. If it is a standalone banner, whatever it is, I'm assuming that's what it is. But I feel like they did that so they can add another card in there so we don't have another fiasco where it's like, oh, only one card's here, no point in pulling on it, especially if you don't have Cooler. If Super Buu is the only unit on there, yeah, you can pull Super Buu and then take a Cooler friend for the extreme types physical team and still be very viable and be able to push through stuff, but still you're going to probably ignore the banner. And a lot of people probably will still ignore this banner anyway because there's probably going to be a festival popping up someday soon anyway. But I think that Super Buu is a really, really good card to have, especially if you don't have LR Ginyu, because at this point you can't really have him without modding in the game. So honestly, if you're just running extreme physicals anyway, I can see you being okay with Super Buu as opposed to LR Ginyu, even though Ginyu will hit harder since he is an LR, does have the stat increase, goes up to Super Attack 20, all that other stuff. Anyways, SSR Gohan. I love Gohan. I'm going to have to get this card because I have to have every Gohan in the game. Unfortunately, I still don't have LR Gohan on my main account, so I still have my old account. That's not a reroll. I've had that account for a really long time. I just play it when I want to play with Gohan and I feel lonely. Oh god. Anyways, super types, the exact opposite. Supreme damage, rare chance to stun. Rare is generally about 10%. So it's not very viable because it's really uncommon. But I will say that when those rare chances to stun do activate, it's really clutch because you don't expect, and you're like, please, 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 yes. Physical types, 3 key, same thing, and super types this time. So heroes get 40%. So it's kind of weird. It's written like you can run him on a hero team, for example, and all of the heroes will get 40%. If that's the case, he's really good supporting unit. It's just the problem with the Gohan is All in the Family is really bad. Saiyan Lineage is phased out by most of the cards you'd run. Like 99% of them don't have it. Calm Judgment is, what is that? Revival is not very viable, for heroes for the most part. Power Bestowed by God, sure, that's his best link. It links with Vegito and Vegito Blue. And, like, the Kibito Kai, if you want to run Kibito Kai, who's a really good SR unit. Kibito Kai is a really good SR. So Gohan just, honestly, he struggles with that, but I can't really be too mad at him because he's still giving himself 40% more attack and defense and his allies. And, 3 keys. So it's like they kind of did that so he didn't wind up being like a top tier card, because if he did have better links, for example, like maybe he was Super Saiyan, right? Gohan never went Super Saiyan in that outfit, I'm pretty sure. But maybe this was Ultimate Gohan, for example. They could have done something else, given him shocking speed or something else. And I don't know, Saiyan Warrior Race at least? Like, come on now, Kamehameha maybe? Like, so he starts to get better links. But I think they did that because that passive, because, I'm not going to talk too badly on links, is because the passive basically makes his link skills irrelevant. That's basically the point. 40% is a really big buff, So anyways, these guys are coming out. They're coming out soon. Let's go ahead and check out their artwork. This is Boo and his max stats. Basically 9,900 HP, 8,000 attack rounded up, 4,500 defense, and max attack is 45,446. Or final base minimum, excuse me. All right, so pretty solid card, like I said. Evil smile. Yeah, that is a real evil smile. Look at that face. All right, so last but not least, we're going to look at the... Oh, yeah, I brought up Cooler because I wanted to see if he had Metamorphosis. So he does, yeah. But we're going to look at Kid Vegeta. I was going to say King Vegeta, goodness. That's him. If you want to see him, there he goes. And this is Gohan. I really want that Gohan. That art is a nice art. Like, this is him powered up. I don't know, it's weird. Because you're like... It's really easy to see this as being Ultimate Gohan, but he's not Ultimate Gohan, but maybe in the anime he was. It's weird. He powered up like he said to do. He said, power up like you're going to transform, but don't actually transform, and that's what he did. And that's what Ultimate Gohan is, so I don't know, but I'm just going to get out of here. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you're new, and speaking of subscriptions, thank you. I sincerely appreciate it for 50,000. I love all you guys and all the continued support. Hashtag Krillin' It. We're going for 75K next. I'll catch you guys there. 75K sometime this year, hopefully. Anyways, have an awesome day. Thank you for subscribing and checking out the video. Peace out, guys.